Okay, this is my version of the weasel ball decoy. I like the other version, the first one I ever saw where you take it apart, but this one it was simpler. I like the randomness of the motion. The other one is, after a while, it was kind of loud and it would just spin round and round. But with this one you get a more random looking motion, especially if the wind is blowing. It's so light that it kind of throws things everywhere. And you don't have to do anything to it to make it, except this is a screen door spring, and I took the spring and basically I just stretched it out, and I'll show you a few pieces of that in a few minutes. But I stretched the screen door spring out and just made it a little bend in it and hot glued it to the top of the ball. And then on the bottom I just took it's like a 1/8 inch metal rod, like a heavy duty coat hanger rod, and I drilled a small hole in the bottom of the ball, pushed it up in there about a 1/8 hole, and put a little hot glue or a little epoxy, either one on there. You might find another way to mount it on there. Leave the weight inside the ball because that makes the ball wobble. I've kind of named it the wobble weasel, just because as the ball wobbles you get a real erratic flipping motion, and if the wind's blowing it flips everywhere. But they're called the wobble weasel, and I may put a little camo skirt of some camo netting or something like that, something lightweight over the ball so it doesn't restrict it too much, and just let the ball wobble around and make it maybe even some really lightweight faux fur. And I'll try to show you the spring here in just a second. Okay, here's a piece of the spring stretched out. This right here is it's just I bought it. It's a $2.50 screen door spring, and you just stretch some of it out like that right there and shape it the way you want it. I used this one first. It's a little bit short. I wasn't getting quite enough movement out of it, so I made me another one. It takes about 4 inches of screen door spring, maybe a little less. You just got to experiment with it. The more you stretch it out, the flimsier it gets. You can probably do it with just a straight piece of wire, but I like the longer the wire is, the more springy and effective it is, and plus the spring is made for just that, to be springy. So the material is good for that. But it's just a little cheap screen door spring, hot glued to the top of the ball with a stake on the bottom. And then I took some fabric, some actually strips of faux fur about 1/2 inch wide, and just ran them around the spring. It'll fit right inside the spring. The fur will stick out the outside as you wrap it around. Just go right around the loops there. The fur will stick out. I didn't like the color. It was kind of black and white. Didn't really blend with the decoy itself, so I just dusted it with a little sand colored paint, and it turned out pretty well. Anyhow, hope you like it.